Welcome back to the Community Review on Hot 92.3. I'm Josefa Salinas, your host. My passion, most definitely. If you ask somebody, hey, what is Josefa crazy about? She's crazy about literature. She's crazy about kids. So she loves books and kids, and she loves helping women. Absolutely, they would know right off. Anybody who knows me knows those are my three passions. And maybe cooking would be number 4. But passion, definitely those things. And so I said, what can I do to help women before the year is over with? You know, we're coming to December, and that's the time when we make all those ridiculous promises of what we're going to do next year and beat ourselves up for what we didn't do this year that we thought we were going to get done. But I'm like, hey, you know, the year's not over yet, so there's still some time to get moving. But we need to maybe think about what is it that we're doing? How are we making these resolutions that we don't end up keeping? What kind of thing are we doing to ourselves? We're constantly making goals that we can't reach. Are we making the wrong kind of goals? And so I said, who do I go to talk about relationship troubles and money issues and compromised health and things we just do to set ourselves up for failure? And immediately I thought, how about the Nelson Center? Yes, Trisha. You've been here before. We've talked about a lot of things, but let's really focus on women in this topic and look at some of the things we can do to make ourselves better before the end of the year. And good morning.
Good morning to you. Thank you. It sounds wonderful.
It's wonderful to have you here.
I'm so happy to see you again.
So let's, tell us a little bit about yourself and about the Nelson Center.
Okay. Well, I really stumbled upon this work 23 years ago because I was suffering with several addictions. And number one was food addiction. I was 50 pounds overweight, and I'd tried all different kinds of diets and programs and pills and potions and you name it, and couldn't get anywhere with my weight. I was overweight. I'd yo-yo diet, but nothing ever stuck. So I ended up gratuitously meeting a man named Roy Nelson, and he completely helped me change my life. And I overcame the food addiction and alcohol. I mean, I was a blackout drinker at age 14. So anytime I drank, I didn't drink a lot, but when I drank, it wasn't pretty. And just other smaller kinds of addictions, obsessive relationships, fear of intimacy. I mean, just issues. I had a lot of issues. And he really set me straight. He helped me really see that all these things were symptoms of deeper causes. He helped me to really dig down and see what those causes were and heal them. And it was so transformational. And so after going through that process and being able to live in a thin body effortlessly and just things I'd never imagined were possible, I said, well, look, we've got to tell the world about this. We have to do something and really get the word out there. And he'd already been helping others for years, but it just was just something he did. He was healed himself of many addictions, and he just didn't think of really putting forth an effort to really let the world know. And so for 23 years, that's what we've been doing together as a team. And thanks to the internet, we began to, have a better, venue for getting the word out.
You can reach around the world.
Amazing. And it's amazing how many people, totally across the world have the exact same feelings and fears and insecurities and issues that we have here in the U.S. So anyway, more recently, we became the Nelson Center for Emotional Healing. And we're based in Los Angeles, and we are a concierge program. It's an intensive program for people who are suffering from all different kinds of addictions. Doesn't matter what it is.
Because addictions don't have to be drugs.
No.
Addictions could be food, shopping. I know somebody who's addicted to shopping. Yep. She really is. It's ridiculous. She'll spend her rent money shopping.
I know. People really, what they're doing is they're sabotaging themselves with all these different negative habits. And it doesn't even have to be to the point of calling it an addiction. People think that's a, kind of a taboo word. Well, it could be anything, like you say, and it's anything that we do, any self-destructive habit that really holds us back from living our best lives. So that's what we do, is we help people dig down and see, let's stop trying to, put a Band-Aid on it, or, go on a diet or do something that's just treating the symptom. Let's really dig down to get to that root cause and heal that so that we feel better about ourselves and we make better choices naturally. And that's really what we show people how to do.
What do you think are some of the root causes about why we do the self-destructive things that we do? Like, why don't we save when we know we're supposed to save, especially in these times? You should be saving money, but we're still spending. and then we're like, oh, I'm broke. What am I going to do? Why do we do that to ourselves?
Well, that's a great question. First, we use these things as painkillers. So whether it's food or alcohol or spending, we're looking to momentarily essentially treat any kind of emotional pain that we have. And people aren't in touch with their pain. They don't think, gee, I'm in pain, I'm going to go buy a dress,
Right.
Or I'm in pain, I'm going to eat ice cream. Usually it's like, oh, I'm just hungry, or I'm just, craving a little something. We're not really in touch with the emotions. But if somebody is doing something constantly and perpetually and it becomes really destructive, they are generally using it to treat deeper emotional feelings that they don't want to address. They really are just trying to kill the pain. Sometimes they have childhoods that are troublesome or traumatic, and they have persistent just pain, depression, anger, resentment, that kind of thing, or loneliness, and they're treating that pain with that. And that's what these addictions do for us. So they give us a temporary, pass on dealing with anything. And we do use these things as a way to punish ourselves. And again, when you're looking for a pint of Ben & Jerry's, you're not thinking, I'm going to beat myself up here. You're thinking, this is going to be good. I'm going to treat myself. And people think of it as a treat. However, the next day...
a pint of Ben & Jerry's is not a treat.
Right. The next day when you can't fit in your pants and you got zits on your face, you're feeling self-loathing, self-hatred, or if you had an alcohol binge and you treated your friends with disrespect, whatever, it's that terrible, gnawing, awful feeling. And that's the punishment that we actually subconsciously are seeking to inflict on ourselves. And so these are sort of the different things that people don't think about. They think they just do it and they don't know why they do it, or they just crave and they don't know where these cravings are coming from. These are some of the things that are really motivating them. And then of course underneath that are, it's generally patterns that were set up from a very early age, and emotional stuff that we all have that we just buried. We're an escapist society, and we don't really want to deal with anything unpleasant. So our habit is just cover it up quickly, check out, numb out, and don't deal. And unfortunately, that sets up really bad patterns for us that get us into trouble later when we're all of a sudden addicted to everything and we don't know how to deal at all.
Well, how about a website for the Nelson Centers where people can go for more information or to get in contact with you?
Absolutely. It's the NelsonCenter.com, thenelsoncenter.com, and we have free videos on there. We also have an amazing newsletter that really presents wonderful articles on these issues that we're talking about. We have a blog, and so we just welcome people to really learn what we're doing, and definitely register for our newsletter because it comes out every other week, and it's chock full of amazing information that just inspires.
Love reading it. Every time it comes out, I print it out. I'm like, oh, okay, I'm going to take 30 minutes here and get some inspirational reading because it's always got some information or something else that I want to learn more about.
Absolutely.
So I just have absolute praise for the Nelson Center and what you guys have done. Bad habits, bad debt, bad boyfriends, struggling in life, there's answers. They're inside of us. But most of the time, we probably need a little help getting them out.
Absolutely.
Well, Tricia, thank you so much for coming in today. Again, the website is thenelsoncenter.com. Please go there. Look around. You never know when the answer that you're looking for is right there. Because it is. It's inside of you. And these might just be the people to help you get it out. Thanks for coming down.
Thanks for having me.
Okay, it's time to move on with the pulse of the community, where we head out to the streets to see what's going on. It's the largest free clinic of its kind. It's happening October 20th to the 23rd at the Los Angeles Sports Arena, right there on Figueroa Street in Los Angeles. At this clinic, more than 800 medical volunteers. It's a free clinic to provide free medical, dental, and vision care to an estimated 5,000 uninsured and underserved individuals and families in the Los Angeles area. With us to talk about it this morning, Don Manelli. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you this morning?
Good. Busy.
Yeah, I will bet.
Looking forward to it.
Geez, this is going to be an amazing event. So, Don, tell me why we need something. We have to even say why we need it. We all know why we need it. There so many people don't have health insurance. How this event came about, and tell me all about Care Now.
Well, Care Now is a 501c3 that some of us who have been working all these events have put together. I've organized all the events that have been here in L.A., and then our medical director, vision director, and dental director, and some of the other healthcare professionals want to keep doing this. The need the need really hasn't gone away. L.A. is kind of the epicenter of healthcare trouble in the United States. It's nothing to be proud of, but what I think we should be proud of is all the efforts that are being done to take care of it. We have, I think the statistic is more than 20% now in L.A. County have no health insurance. I mean, it's kind of an astounding number.
Well, and I think what a lot of people don't realize is when they think, oh, people who don't have health insurance, they're thinking, oh, these are people, on welfare, people who don't have jobs. No. There's a whole bunch of people I know who are working. They have a job, but their job doesn't offer benefits, or they're at one of those jobs where they just carefully keep you at just enough hours so that you're considered part-time so they don't have to give you benefits.
That's
but
right.
They're still going to work every day, but they don't have any benefits. And then you might be somebody like me whose insurance company raised their rate 3 times the rate I had the previous quarter, and I had to let it go.
There's a lot of people, it's an anecdotal statistic, but we think somewhere around half the people we see are employed and either don't have dental insurance, which is pretty common, or vision insurance, or they can't afford the deductible. They have a large family and the deductibles are very high, or they just haven't got insurance. And it's amazing. I mean, the number of MBAs that we see is kind of astounding.
Oh, yes.
It's it's a symptom of the time. And the thing that we really worked hard on, when you see one of these events, it really puts a face on all the numbers that you read in the paper. These are individuals who, through no fault of their own, in most cases, are just there. And the needs that we take care of on site are pretty extensive. We're doing everything from some pretty advanced dentistry to making eyeglasses for people, the things that you read about. But this year we've tried to take that a step further, because one of the comments that are made on these clinics is that it's great, but it's kind of episodic care. You come in for a pair of eyeglasses and the ophthalmologist looks in your eye and you've got type 2 diabetes they can diagnose. What happens then? What happens to the guy who has glaucoma, the woman who has a cataract, or someone who comes in and we find that they've got high blood pressure that needs to be attended to? So we've made a huge effort this year to put together a follow-up care component, and so that people who need follow-up, and it's not that many in dental or vision, most of what they come in for we can take care of. But those that do need follow-up, we're going to put into medical homes. We're going to have clinics on site. We've got somewhere between 30 and 40 volunteer clinics and facilities that are going to take our patients. They'll have representatives on site making appointments before the patient leaves the building, so they have somewhere to go after the event to continue the care if they need it. And we're very proud of that. It's been a real effort to do that, but it's the buzzword is sustainable care, and we want to make it so that the people who are in line this year are not in line next year.
Right, exactly, because it doesn't do you any good to tell me, oh, yes, you do have an ulcer, and then after the day is over, I have nowhere to go help with that ulcer. Exactly.
That's right.
Well, for some more information, patients will need a wristband to receive services at the clinic. Now, wristbands are going to be distributed on October 17th at 1 p.m., at the Los Angeles Sports Arena. The parking lot opens at 7 a.m., so if you want to be one of these people that gets in to get some free medical services, or if your kids need it, you got to come down to get this wristband. And for more information, you can go to carenowusa.org, or is there a phone number or anywhere else where they can go for some more information, Don?
Yeah, there's a phone number and an email address on that website. So that,
okay, very, very good. And there's also Facebook, facebook.com/carenowusa. Now, anything else that they need to know before that event? They've got to have a wristband, because only people with wristbands will be seen, right?
And the reason for that is so that they don't have to, spend hours and hours in the parking lot waiting to get in and maybe be turned away at the last minute. With the wristband, that's their ticket to the event, so they know they're going to get in when they get the wristband.
Very good. Now, will they need anything when they come down for the wristband? Will they need ID or anything?
You don't need insurance. You don't need anything. We'll ask you your name so that we can identify your patient record. We will take your vital signs, your blood pressure. We'll ask a medical history, but that's all connected to the medical care. Nobody's asked for any kind of proof of income or insurance or any of that.
Okay, now, if, let's say, I want to come down and it's really my kids I want seen, do I have to have my kids with me that day to get the wristbands, or can I get wristbands for them?
You can get the way it works. You may have an elderly parent at home or a child that is in school that day or whatever. You can come down again. The wristband will be put on you. The wristbands are secure; that they can't be taken off without destroying them because we don't want people selling them.
Right.
So you can get a wristband for your child. Then you need to come with the child to the event, and the child will receive all the services that he or she needs, and you just accompany the child to the event.
Okay, very good. Very good. That's one important piece of information. So if you want more details, it's all happening the weekend of the 20th to the 23rd.
It's the 20th through the 23rd. We're going to have a very distinguished volunteer at this event.
Oh, yes, Dr. Oz.
Dr. Oz is coming.
That's right.
So I think we're very, very proud of that. And, I think it needs to be said that the amount of support from the healthcare community in Los Angeles has just been absolutely amazing. It's really extraordinary. From Supervisor Mark Ridley Thomas has been a big champion of these events. Both medical schools are involved. There's too many to list in this interview, but we're going to have a banner at the site which is giving recognition to all these people, and it's a long list. It's really the most heartening part of this job is the amount of support that we've been getting.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the list is just endless here of the people who are supporting, and I'm sure all of that is up on the website. So, again, it is Care Now, a Los Angeles-based nonprofit. They are hosting the largest free clinic of its kind, October 20th through the 23rd, Los Angeles Sports Arena. That's right there on Figueroa Street in Los Angeles. Over 800 medical volunteers will be at this massive free clinic. You must come get a wristband or come down if you're getting one for your children. You must come get that wristband so that you can bring your child. You get the wristband on October 17th at 1 p.m. at the sports arena. The parking lot opens at 7 a.m. All the information is at carenowusa.org. Don, what an amazing event. Thank you so much from the bottom of our hearts.
Okay, thank you.
Don't forget, if there's anybody that you know that does not have medical insurance, get them down to this event. Go down on the 17th, get a wristband, make sure you get to this event so that you can get free medical care next weekend. It's 3 days of medical care with over 800 medical professionals on hand to give services. Please don't miss it. I'm Josefa Salinas. Until we get together again, stay strong, stay focused, and most of all, stay informed. I'll see you next Sunday on the Community Review, Hot 92.3. Now, I'm off to the happiest place on earth. I'm going to be broadcasting live this afternoon from 10 to 2 at the House of Blues at downtown Disney. So come on down and have some fun with me. See you later.